All right. I'm waiting for the live to start.
All right. Go over here. What are we going to talk about?
I'm sure there's things we could talk about.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, Lord.
Let's see here. Here.
We got 5 people in TikTok. Like and share. Hello to the one creeper on YouTube.
We got a creeper?
There's one person and they weren't saying anything. That's why I said that.
We got a creeper.
There's 6 now.
Hey, TikTok, welcome to the live. Please like and share. Corn is my goal. I don't know why. It just is.
Corn is always his goal.
Corn's the goal. Corn is the goal. Hi, David. When's the last time we were live?
Last week sometime. It's been a while.
Should we schedule?
No, because
like a couple days a week? We can't sustain a daily live is what I'm saying. We can't. And if we schedule it, people will know when we're doing it. So.
Well, if you want to schedule it, that's fine. Here is the thing. Sometimes there's something that comes up for you that you're like, oh shit.
Exactly. And I did a bit of a content dump this morning, so nobody's getting notifications, I'm guessing. Hey, David. Hey, Canadian
Probably
flag.
Not.
Hi, Robert. How are you? We'll give her another minute or 2 or 3 or 4.
What the hell? So we got 51 on TikTok now. 14 on YouTube.
Give her a minute. We'll get going. Stock market going back up, and I guarantee they'll want a pat on the back. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
I got a call this morning from Venezuela. Yeah. So here's the thing. When you get a call from Venezuela, you of course I screen all my calls. Like no matter who calls. I'm screening that for a voicemail. Like, what do you want? Why are you calling me? You could have messaged me, right?
Right.
So they didn't leave me a voicemail. But sometimes I don't get my voicemails for like a day. Like an entire day. So
oh my God. That is weird.
Yeah. So I'm anxious to see what caller from Venezuela.
Venezuela.
I am not going to Venezuela if that's what they want. If you're out there and you're listening, I'm not coming to Venezuela. That's not a thing.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't go either.
No. Nope.
Hi, Bruiser.
Oh, it's
Andrea.
the Bruiser. Newfoundland.
Oh.
Howdy, Mark. Did they pronounce it Newfoundland in Canada? Or do they call it Newfoundland?
No.
I don't know. I've never been to Newfoundland.
Me neither.
30-year U.S. bond rate's 4.886. I feel like that's bad. Isn't the 30-year bond rate, isn't there some, like, when it hits, like, is that the way that, is that the one, like, if it hits like 5%, we're in a lot of trouble? I'm trying to remember. My brain's a little shut off today. So, Jill, I did a video this morning. I don't know if you saw it.
I probably did not.
About what the price of a barrel of oil would have to be for gas. Yes, 5% is the scare mark. That's the basis for mortgages and other types of debt. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Wow. I did a video this morning talking about what the price of a barrel of oil would have to be for gas in the United States to average $2 a gallon on a national level. And I did it because, one, this is the stated goal of the current administration. And two, I don't think people realize how cheap oil has to be for gas to be $2 on a national average. Now, let me get out in front of this. A lot of people will say, gas can be $2 at their. It doesn't matter what gas is at your house in Mississippi. Okay, we're talking about the national average. And to bring the national average down to $2 a gallon, if you live in BFE, Mississippi, your gas is probably $1.50. So we're not really talking about you. Okay, we're talking about the national average. I did all the math, and the average price of a barrel of oil would have to be $15.60 for the price of gas to be $2 a gallon on a national average. And I honestly think the Trump administration has a clue that that's the case. They don't.
They just
think gas should be what it was 20 years ago or 25 years ago and forget about inflation. And by the way, it is inflation is the reason oil would have to be that cheap. Back in 2005, we had a period where gas was $2 a gallon on a national average, or oil was $45 a barrel. That's not the case anymore. That, inflation is a thing. So I did this whole video kind of describing the chaos that would exist at $15 oil, because it wouldn't just affect U.S. companies. It would affect OPEC, their sovereign wealth funds. Their economies would collapse. Basically a mass economic collapse globally. And the overarching message is for people that think gas could be $2 again, it can't. It can't. Just like, cars can't be $5,000 again, gas can't be $2 again. That's just not a thing. Not on a national average.
So, did you remember to change to live chat?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And everyone, don't forget to like and share the live. Don't be like me. Just do it.
So there's another story out today from the Wall Street Journal that OPEC is considering stopping their production increases.
I did see that.
So
I've seen your video on
this
that.
shit drives me crazy because OPEC is not considering anything. Okay, it's a bunch of economists at Goldman Sachs that are looking at the dollars and cents and saying they're going to have to stop the production increases. This is not coming from OPEC. This is coming from Goldman Sachs. So a lot of people in the oil and gas industry were excited. Oh, they're going to do one more increase and they're going to stop. It's not going to be 2.2 million barrels a day. It's going to be 800, 900,000. That's all. We don't know that, and that's not a thing that we can verify. OPEC has much bigger aspirations than the dollars and cents that Goldman Sachs is looking at. They're trying to glean back as much market share as they possibly can. And they don't care about dollars and cents when that's what they're doing. They do not care how much they'll lose. $500 billion if they have to get more control of that market share back, to put as many of U.S. producers out of business as they can, and then to jack the price of oil up, because they'll make it all back when they do that. So I'm not. Yeah, Goldman is trying to manifest it. They're probably. One of the things I hate about these big organizations, these big banks, is they push out stories to move prices that their customers are invested in. So, and they literally get to go to the front page of the Wall Street Journal and make a claim, which will then in turn make their customers a lot of money, and the claim doesn't have to be based in any facts or truth at all. They're just saying stuff for the sake of saying it so some people can make some money, and it doesn't, So until we hear from OPEC, take it with a grain of salt. Yes, Craig, it's all manipulated. And that's why I don't like big publications like the Wall Street Journal coming out and doing headline stories on things that banks say, because banks say things so their customers can make money.
Yes.
It's no different than when OPEC comes out and says they're going to do something that they're not going to do to manipulate the price of oil. It's just our banks do it, their governments do it. Three jets lost so far off the trim, and heard rumor of a fourth yesterday. I've heard a little bit about that. I don't know. Are jets falling out of the sky? I don't know what's going on with that. Steven said, actually, what is $2 a gallon is adjusted for inflation from 2005. Did you say, would it be $2.50? No, I'm talking about real price today, not adjusted for inflation. $2 a gallon on a national average. You would need oil to be in the $15, $16 range. Or average that over a period of time. It could be $30 for part of a month and $10 for the rest of the month. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't stay the same price. But that's what it would have to average over a period of time for gas prices to level out at $2. And that is because the fixed cost of a gallon of gas, even though they're not all fixed, the taxes are fixed. The refining costs are pretty much fixed. The distribution costs are not fixed. But that's about $1.20, $1.30 a gallon is the fixed cost. So the point is, for the people daydreaming about $2 gas, as a national average, okay, I can't say that enough because, like I said, people in BFE, Mississippi will be like, I've got $2 gas. Yeah, you do. But the people that live north of you got $3.50. So that's what I'm talking about. What?
I'm just laughing. I'm going $2.
Well, I deal with this shit every day. I come out. I'm like,
I know.
Hey, the price of gas today is $3.12. I always talk about national averages. I think it's $3.13 today, by the way. Someone will come out and say, that's bullshit. It's $2.29 down at the 7-Eleven in Tupelo, Mississippi. Like, nobody gives a fuck about Tupelo, okay? We're talking about the whole country, not your inbred ass 7-Eleven in Tupelo. I don't give a fuck.
I don't know why I find that so fucking funny.
Well, it's like every day of my life, man. It's like every day of my life.
It is every day in your life. It is.
Dude, earlier, we're going to have a 32-hour work week. You're still going to work 40, but we're going to have a 32-hour work week. I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? What do you mean? It's not a 32-hour work week if you still got to work 40. Oh, well, you're going to get paid overtime for that other 8 hours. I'm like, no, you ain't.
No,
and
you're not.
by the way,
listen, the way he said it was like, well, unless your union says that you have to work 40 hours, like, what?
And just to clear this up, Donald Trump has never uttered the words 32-hour work week. This is a completely made up thing, probably started from some Facebook meme, probably from that same dipshit in Tupelo. And this is why politicians can just lie to us forever now, because they know that we just believe the dumbest shit. We just believe the dumbest shit ever uttered. So why would they ever tell the truth? If the politicians work for us, then we are their boss, right? So imagine you had a job where your boss was so dumb that he would believe any stupid shit you said. Would you ever tell your boss the truth? I mean, seriously.
No, not if they're going to fall for the lies.
Like, if you could tell your boss that you increased sales in your job by 700% and you're just totally making it up and he would believe it, you would do so.
Oh, yes. Yes, you would.
So we are the boss and we believe every dumbass thing they say. So they just say dumbass shit to us and they have no reason to ever stop.
And if we don't believe it, we allow them to get away with it.
Oh my God. Landman is accepting open cast spots. Global needs to apply. That's what I need, is to go hang out with a bunch of actors.
Oh my God.
They try to tell me how the oil and gas business works.
That would actually be pretty funny.
So, Robert, I do actually have a contact with a person that we text back and forth, a couple of messages every couple of weeks, and he actually works for Landman. Like, he's on the show, but he's a musician, so he's not like on every episode, but he's involved with the show. He was on Yellowstone. He did some other Taylor Sheridan stuff, but he's keeping me updated and like telling people to like look at me. So nothing will probably ever come of that, but we'll see what happens. So
So someone said that Trump's talking about some really big news in regards to Canada. Does anybody know anything? I can't find anything on that. It's not on this Truth Social. I can't find anything about him talking, having some big news. I can't find it.
I thought the big news was about the trade deal with China. That's not a trade deal. I thought that was the big news, the biggest news ever.
Yeah.
And we don't have a trade deal with China. That's not a thing.
Yeah.
We have a 90-day cooling off period where we gave China everything they wanted. But we don't have a trade deal with China. So we'll see. We'll see what he announces.
I did see it on TikTok, yes. But I mean, as in searching for the information, I can't find it. But I have seen people say that on TikTok, yes. I don't.
Do you have a Truth Social account?
No. You don't need one.
No, I don't either.
You don't need one to go look at his Truth Social.
Because everyone posts all his shit everywhere else.
Well, no, I can go to his Truth Social and still see it.
Oh, I see. I don't even do that.
Yeah, I do.
Because you can just
Because I want... Go ahead.
No, you can see all of his posts on every social media platform. You don't have to go to Truth Social. But if you want to...
And that's the truth.
If you want to see it right now, yeah, you can just go there and look at it right now.
That's the truth. But I've also seen fake posts. So I like to go and make sure they're real. I have seen people post stuff and I'm like, that's not on Truth Social. That's not true. Like, that's not on there. I don't know why people do that.
So the market was up big today on the news of the trade deal that wasn't. And What? I need to confirm my appointment. I don't have an appointment with you, dipshit. I'm going to call these people. Let's look at the Dow. I think it was up about 900 last time I looked. Dow Jones up 1,118 points. I think that says 2.7%.
I can't wait till you get your glasses.
Why?
Because you can't see. You're as bad as me. One of us have to be able to see.
I'm going to get some granny glasses.
You go. You do that.
Great big square ones. Get some goggles.
I don't believe you.
That's good because I'm lying.
I know you are. I know you are.
That's so dumb.
But one of us got to be able to see, right?
Well, I can see. I can see words. I just can't read them.
I can see words too, but I can't read them. So one of us has to be able to do it. I cannot wear my reading glasses because I'm on the computer for the YouTube. So I have a hard time reading the TikTok thing because I don't have my reading glasses on. And I don't have my regular glasses on. So because if I put my regular on, I really won't be able to see TikTok. It's a mess. It's a mess.
You have a hard time reading the TikTok?
So if I put my regular glasses on, I will never be able to see TikTok. Not at all. At least I can kind of guess it, right? But if I put my reading...
The TikTok.
Yes, the TikTok. If I put my reading glasses on, I won't see the computer. So I have to kind of guess what people were saying. Sometimes I get it wrong. And then they that's not what I said. And I'm like, oh, well, let me look again.
This piece of shit, I swear. All right, what else is going on? We got...
What else? Yeah. How about the
How about that?
How about the 747?
How about it?
Yeah, how about it?
I don't know. I keep getting conflicting stories, and I don't like talking about things when I continuously get conflicting stories about it. There's something about a 747.
Oh my God. So I guess Qatar is giving him whatever.
It's Qatar.
It's giving him.
That's how you pronounce it.
Qatar.
Yeah,
okay.
Qatar.
Thank you.
Americans
it's giving
say
him
guitar.
a 740. I didn't say guitar though. I said Qatar. Okay. And that's how we say it in America.
Qatar.
But say it again. How do you say it again?
Qatar.
Qatar. Okay.
Qatar.
Got it. Okay. So are they giving him one?
I don't know. They might.
Wouldn't that be unconstitutional and corrupt?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
So all these people came out, and I think, and we'll find out the truth at some point. But this is one of the things that the left. This is one of the things the left drives me crazy because they're in such a hurry to be the first to report on something. They come out and they say a bunch of things that usually end up being partially true, almost always partially true. You know, oh, they're going to give Donald Trump this jet and he's going to get to keep it for his personal use forever. And I'm just like, I don't know about that, right? And then the administration comes out and they're like, no, that's not a thing. Like they offered the jet, but there's been no agreement on it. And maybe it would go to the presidential library. Why you would put a jet? Why you would give a jet to a presidential library, I don't know. But the point is, I don't think we still have all the facts about this, but I know for sure.
No, we don't.
But I know for sure that it's not likely to be what was initially reported by people like Harry Sisson.
Right.
So like this kind of stuff, I always wait, until we just see what happens. As far as the constitutionality of it, I don't have a clue. I really don't. And of course, there's implications. Is it some kind of bribe? Is it, could be.
Well, okay.
It certainly could be.
I mean, in all reality, if he does get it, nobody gives a $400 million Boeing to you as a gift without something in return.
Oh, I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
Nobody gives that large of it. Nobody gives gifts like that. No, that's not a thing.
Unless of course. So something. And listen, this is what I'm about to say is not a fact. It's just something that I noticed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what was this? 2 days ago, the story about the jet came out. A couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we know that Trump is going to Saudi Arabia.
Right.
And then the Wall Street Journal comes out and says OPEC may stop increasing oil production.
Right.
So if you connect the dots, then you can ask yourself the question, is Qatar offering this jet for concessions because Trump is pushing OPEC to increase oil production? Would they just give Trump this jet so he would stop doing that and they could keep oil prices a little higher? Possibly. Is that a thing that's happening? I don't know. But it's just funny how if you pay close attention to these announcements and how they come out, there's always something that connects these dots, right?
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But why does it take Boeing like 10 years to build a jet?
Safety.
What do you mean?
Well, safety. Like, you just can't just throw one out there, can you?
Well, I'm not saying throw one out there. I'm saying, they had started the new Air Force One during the Obama administration, hadn't they?
Right.
Towards the end of it. And Trump was
I think so.
Trump was complaining about it in the first year of his first administration about how much it was going to cost. He's like, I think Boeing is screwing us around. They're talking about $4 billion. But here we are in 2025, and now they're saying, it'll probably be done by 2027.
Right, and he's trying to rush it, which I think they should.
I mean, and I here's the thing. I don't build jets.
Right.
I just feel like you can build a 747 in a timeline that is not over 10 years. I just feel like that. That's a thing.
I honestly don't know. I don't know. Chris says safety and security issues. Right. That's what I was saying.
If it takes you 10 years to build a jet, isn't the jet 10 years old when you're finished? I mean, the initial parts that you initially put on the jet are now 10 years old the day you start.
I didn't think of it that way, but yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying, like,
that's funny. I honestly don't know why it takes 10 years, but I don't know.
I would think, 3 years would be more than enough time.
Well, let's try to build one and see.
Unless they're unless they're like actively inventing stuff and testing it out while they're building the jet. I don't know.
So, or maybe the parts.
I don't know.
You know, have to order them from China.
No Air Force One for you. You wait 10
Right.
years. 10 years for Air Force One. Are they waiting for parts from China?
That's what I'm saying. From Mexico, China.
What if the Air
Canada?
Force One being completed as part of the trade deal? Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah. But we could do conspiracy theories all day.
Steven says the jet is not the slow part. It is the presidential stuff and one of a kind that delays it. You know, when government gets its hand on things, it slows down. Yeah. I mean, I understand that this plane will probably do things that maybe no other plane in the world can do, or maybe it has some of the same capabilities, not maneuvering capabilities, but probably has all of those self-defense capabilities of like a fighter jet. Like, I get all that. But 10 years, man, that's a long, and it's going to be over 10 years. That's the thing. It's going to be 10 years from the time we started bitching about it the first time. So I don't even know when they started it, but
I don't know either.
There may be a 3 to 5 year like production and design R&D process before they even begin any type of assembly. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh, well. I didn't realize how old the current Air Force One is. It's old.
Bruiser, you need to share that information that you're collecting because I have missed some comments.
Uh-oh, Bruiser's collecting information.
Yes, she can share them with me in a message later.
It is going to be a beautiful week where I live. The sun's going to shine every day. It's going to be in the 80s and 90s. No rain, no clouds, no wind. It's going to be great.
Well, we're getting rain.
Pennsylvania's getting rain.
Yes, and it's 80 degrees here.
Heck yeah.
It's a hot 80, and then there's a storm coming in. Which means the air conditioner is going to have to come on. Sorry, go ahead.
The current Air Force One only has silver toilets.
Oh, that makes sense, Tim. He needs his gold. He needs his gold toilets.
That's why.
To, I don't know what, because he shits and pisses himself.
Well, maybe he doesn't. Maybe it just looks like he does because his ass is turning green from sitting on those silver toilets. Maybe he's got a big green ring around his ass.
Oh my God! Yeah.
His ass looks like a Ziploc bag because he's orange and then he's got the green ring around it.
Oh my God.
Gold toilets. Speaking of toilets, Jill, and this is a serious conversation, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So don't make a joke out of this. This is serious.
Okay.
Have you ever been the first person to use a brand new toilet?
No.
Exactly. That is quite a liberating experience. So a few years ago, we got a new toilet.
I'm buying a toilet. I'm buying a new toilet.
Now listen, a few years ago, we got a brand new toilet in our bathroom. And it occurred to me that I was going to be the first person to ever sit on that toilet. And that it was probably going to be sitting there for 100 years, and God knows how many different people were going to use it, and I was going to be the first. And for the first time ever. So what I did was I got a Sharpie, and I went around to the back of the toilet, and I put my name on it and the date.
I do remember you saying this. Yes.
I did. Because I'm the first.
I do remember you saying that.
It occurred to me I had never been the first person to sit on a brand new toilet. It's almost like a lifetime achievement award if you think about it.
Yeah.
It's quite liberating. You ought to try that sometime. You will find yourself just sitting there for no reason. Because you don't want that moment to end, you know.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. I actually talked about this in the first podcast I ever had years ago. Rock says it's an amazing experience. It is. It is an amazing experience. It's kind of like losing your virginity, you know. Kind of.
Oh my God.
What? It really is. No updates on the scandal that is currently occurring in my town, by the way, Jill.
Oh, no updates. I'm ready for more updates. I agree, Bruiser. I agree. Bidets are phenomenal. Yes, I need updates.
When are we going to see handheld bidets on the TikTok shop? Just like a little gun, you know?
Handheld bidets?
Yeah, they have everything else.
Why don't you just put it in a bottle and spray it?
Because you need that boost. You need that electric motor.
No, then you buy a whole bidet, okay, and put it on the toilet.
Okay.
Sounds like Mark has a Pittsburgh toilet.
Probably.
A Pittsburgh commode. He has a Pittsburgh commode.
Have you ever used a water closet?
Oh, what? No. Mm-mm.
So that's what they call the public bathrooms in Europe.
Oh, okay.
And you got to pay. You got to fucking pay.
So I would not use that.
Yeah, you gotta put money. It's like a vending machine. You got to put money to open the door. Yes, exactly.
Trump failed, called you a boomer.
A boomer? I'm not a boomer. I'm a Gen X.
Yeah.
Am I approaching?
A boomer would never say what he said. Mm-mm. Nope.
A boomer. What else?
So if the toilets around here, because Bruiser says, yeah, but they're like hyper sterile and clean, that's why you pay. Now, yeah, if they did that around here and you had to pay to have the cleanliness, I'd probably pay. I'd rather pay than go in one of our movable outhouses.
House Republicans unveil Medicaid cuts. Oh, there's something else I want to talk about. I want to read this bill, but the Democrats are claiming that Republicans are cutting Medicaid for tax cuts. But the one thing I do know for sure about is the oil and gas portion of that. They want to increase drilling and leasing to help pay for tax cuts. That's kind of hard when you think oil should be $40 a barrel, first of all. But they are expecting $15 billion from lease sales in Anwar to help pay for tax cuts. Anwar, which has never raised any money from lease sales of any significant value. I think it was $15 or $14 million the first time. Certainly not billions. But this is supposed to pay for a $1.5 trillion tax cut. That's the bigger point. $15 billion does not even put a dent in a $1.5 trillion tax cut. That's like going and buying a Ferrari and putting a quarter down on a down payment. Literally. It may not even be that good. Let me break out my calculator. Oh, I don't know if my calculator will go that high. Surely it will.
It should.
Should it? Yeah, it should. Stupid ass calculators. Okay. Oops. Millions, billions, trillions. So that would be the equivalent of Jill, how much is a Ferrari?
Fuck if I know.
250 grand.
I don't know. Yeah, you're close.
No, it's like
some say 200.
It's like making a $2,500 down payment on a $250,000 car, basically.
So Ferrari can run from 243,360 to 575,445. That would be the Spider.
The shitty one.
For 575.
Who's buying a Ferrari? Who is buying a Ferrari?
I'm not going to say.
People that are going to be broke in the future. That's who's buying them.
I hope so.
But the point is, you're not going to get the $15 billion to begin with. I mean, even though it's what 1%, you're never going to get that. It's not a thing.
Probably not.
No, it's not. Probably not. It's not. My gimbal is a piece of shit. That's what it is.
And I agree with lady down there. I'm having a hard time reading your name. It doesn't matter. The reason is cruel. Listen, I don't have my glasses. I told you. I agree. It's cruel.
What's cruel?
Cutting Social Security. Cutting Medicaid and Medicare.
Yeah, if they are. That's why I want to read the bill. Because how people define things that are happening seem to vary widely. I used my Doge check for my down payment on my Ferrari. Thank you, Hannah.
Now that's funny.
Jolly is creating a bread cult? Do you mean Jilly?
What the? What? Oh, yes, I am. Yeah. And he means Jilly. Now that I see who it is, it's Pete.
I thought he was
I'm the leader.
I thought he was talking about that Jolly guy.
Well, I thought you were until I seen it. Who wrote it? I'm Jolly Jilly.
Are you jolly?
No.
Yeah, me neither. That would imply that you're overweight, wouldn't it? Is that
I don't think so.
Is that what Pete is saying?
No, Pete isn't saying that. I started a bread cult. I bought a bread maker, and now everybody's buying one and making bread.
Okay.
And even those who already have one is getting it out.
Okay. So it's you and Pete.
And Anani.
Oh, Anani is too.
Yeah, she said she's going to get hers out and make more bread. It's growing.
I'm not doing that. I'm just busy.
I'm not mailing you bread. No, Brewster, he didn't mean the jolly part. He meant the bread part.
So there's a bread cult. What's the name of your bread cult?
Jolly. I don't know.
Should have asked AI.
What are we asking AI?
What is a good name for a bread cult? We'll see what AI can come up with, because my brain is not working today very well.
Mine either. Tim says Yeast of Eden. And thank you. I'm not sure. Is that Jackie?
These are
Thank you.
These are great names. These are great names. Okay. Number 1, the loaf order. Number 2, the sacred crust. Not bad.
There's actual fucking names.
Number 3, the brotherhood of the baguette. Number 4, the Dominion.
The Dominion. Oh my God.
Number 5, the yeast of Eden. And then, here's more names. Number 6, cult of the Holy Grain. Yeah. The Sourdough Society.
The Rising Dough, Tim says in TikTok. I like that. Tim in TikTok says the Rising Dough. That's a good one, too.
Religion.
I mean, there's yeast of Eden.
The Needful Things. Spelled with a K. The Rising of the Dough. The Baker's Covenant. The Glutinous Path. The Breadpocalypse. Oh, man. The Cult of Carbs. The Bunbelievers. The Cult of the Eternal Loaf. The Toastmasters. There you go. Jill and Pete. Do with that what you will.
I'm not doing anything with it. I do not want to be a cult leader.
Why not?
Because I'm sitting here thinking about it, and it's just weird. I'd have to be orange. And
you don't have to be
wear
orange.
A diaper.
You don't have to do that. That's just what one cult leader does. David Koresh wasn't
that's
orange.
The main cult leader. But I feel like that's the main cult leader. Like he's the big cult leader.
He wishes. So you have a lot of choices. So I'd have to.
I do not want to be the cult leader. Pete, you be the cult leader. And I'll leave the cult.
Based on history of what I know about Pete, I don't feel like he wants to be a leader.
Damn.
Pete likes to be kind of in the background. What? Bruiser?
Bruiser.
What are you talking about?
I like it. And she's right, though. She's right, though.
We can't even talk about bread without Bruiser bringing up adult fun time stuff.
Well, she brought that up because of the cult. But she's right. Pumpernickel pimps. What the?
I feel like Bruiser's wrong. I feel like cult leaders get all the nookie. Right? What's the point?
No.
What's the point of being a cult leader?
No. Well, they do get a lot, I guess. And but as a follower, you just go around from door to door in the middle of the night.
Door to door. Door dashing.
Yes.
What are you doing? Door dashing.
Like you're kind of like, your neighborhood.
Right?
Wait, they are in a cult.
Kinda,
so it makes perfect sense.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense now.
Oh my God. Do your chores, then go door to door. Yeah.
And go to door to door.
Got to do your chores first. Got to do your chores, and then you'll be rewarded.
They do door to door bread delivery in other countries, right? I don't need to be smoking to know that.
Oh, man. So I guess you guys need a song next or a chant that rhymes.
No, listen, I'm done with the cult. I canceled it.
Let's ask AI for bread cult chants.
No.
What?
Pete.
Oh my God. They have bread cult chants. Good Lord.
It would be weird here in America, Trump failed. It would be weird here in America to have bread salesmen door to door. But we're old, so we remember the milkman. I think that one of my siblings belongs to the milkman.
Oh, man. What am I doing with my
Ain't that
life?
what they used to say?
Huh?
I don't know, but ain't that what they used to say? And you're over here searching for music, for cults, for bread.
Bread cult chants. Yeah, that is the current situation.
Yeah, no, let's not do that.
Maybe if I turn down the brightness on my screen, I won't feel so weird about doing this.
No, you'll still feel weird. And Tim, yes, you can absolutely join a cookie cult. Why not?
I'm not reading any of those chants. That's not a thing.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's dumb. I feel so weird. It's strange realizing what you do sometimes.
Especially you, right?
Yeah, it just feels weird, you know, kind of like the first time you watch cartoon porn. Makes you feel really weird. Makes you think, what's wrong with me?
Oh my God. Yeah, what's wrong with you?
I'm serious.
And I think that you had that right. What the hell's wrong with you? Cartoon.
I did it all for the cookie. Yes, that's
a thing.
Cynthia, link in bio for the merch. It's been out for a while. Go to my bio. There's a link there for That's Not a Thing shirts. What else, Jill? Oh, I know the Limp Bizkit reference.
I don't know.
Yeah, I certainly know the Limp Bizkit reference to I did it all for the cookie. Yeah. How much gas does the new Trump jet going to cost taxpayers? Probably the same amount of gas as the other Trump jet, the other Air Force One. I don't know. I don't know the gas mileage on a Boeing 747. It's not great. I know they measure it by the ton and not the gallon, so that tells you something.
Yes, and I'd be more worried about how much it's going to cost us to accept that gift for him.
We'll see. I got 158 pieces of corn. Heck yeah.
What the hell are they doing 158 pieces?
I don't know.
We've been here how long?
58 minutes.
And they only sent 158 pieces of chicken. Chicken. Corn.
What are you talking about?
I'm hungry. I must be hungry.
158 pieces of chicken. That's a lot of chicken.
Corn. Send some fucking corn. That's funny.
Somebody ate two pieces because that's 10 16-piece buckets from KFC.
And hello, Stefan. Sorry. I was dealing with the dog, so I wasn't reading comments. What are you laughing at?
Nothing. Just... Depends on what cartoons were around. Nah, it didn't. It didn't depend.
Oh my God.
I can't get that sound out of my head. I do need some bread. I need to go get a slice of bread. Yes.
A slice of bread is very good. Now I got to make some bread so we can have a slice of bread later.
What sound? The sound of, oh, Peter.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the Family Guy porn. Yes. I don't do a Lois impersonation very well. I don't have that Pennsylvania accent.
I don't think Lois does either.
Well, aren't they from? They're from Pennsylvania.
I don't give a shit.
The Family Guy's from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. She don't have a Pennsylvania accent.
That's why Lois.
Well, maybe she does.
That's why Lois says Peta instead of Peter. She says Peta.
Yeah, that's a Philadelphia accent. That's on Pete's side.
Boozer said, "Oh dear Lord." Yeah. You started it. Tom says they're from Rhode Island. Oh, okay. I thought they were from Pennsylvania.
See? That's why it fits in the Philadelphia area too.
They must have moved there from Pennsylvania.
I don't know. I don't watch the show, so I have no idea where they're from.
Thank God the government took that away from us. Pawtucket. Is Pawtucket a real place?
What away from us?
The corn.
I don't know. Oh, yes, they are doing that. Yes, they want to anyway. They didn't take it yet, though. Well, yes, they did in some states. No, never mind.
They did in my state.
Oh, Jesus. There goes the dog.
What do you think the big deal is with Canada? I don't know. Bruiser's a pretty big deal in Canada. That's what I hear anyway. Pawtucket is a real place. Cool. How will we refine all of the oil that we're going to drill? We're going to export it. We're not going to refine it. We're going to export it.
I don't know what she's barking at. I think the male person.
Bruiser?
Bruiser, that isn't nice.
Oh, man. She has a black soul like you. See it?
Headset. Not my ear.
What do I think of Trump's pause on China tariffs? It's exactly the same thing that's happened with every other country. Yeah, we put all these tariffs on them, and then we stop them, so they will negotiate. Could have been. It could be people thinking Canada and China is the same thing. Scooter is in the TikTok telling us how you can still watch corn.
Yeah. Well, there are ways.
Yeah, I don't want to watch it that bad where I'm going to do anything extra.
To get a VPN. All right, I'm sending you some corn.
I only bark at men who try to approach me unsolicited. Works every time. I feel like that would work.
It works.
Yes, Bruiser, it got banned. Some of the states banned it, so you can't access it on your phone. I'm sure there's ways to do it. It's just...
Yes, you have to have a VPN.
Scooter said clear your cache. and
yeah.
And go into secret mode. What I don't know what secret mode is.
It's not called secret mode. Oh, there she goes again. What the hell?
What?
I got to see what she's barking at. I don't know what she keeps barking at.
Scooter says on his phone it is called secret mode.
I don't know. Hey. Okay. I don't know what she's barking at. Male person, I think.
Does drilling domestically lower gas prices? No, it never has. You look at the times when we've done the most drilling, didn't do anything gas prices. So no, it doesn't matter. We can't drill enough fast enough to change the global supply demand, equation.
Steven says ice came for me. I suppose it's a possibility.
Nah.
But they're not getting through the dog.
Probably dying breed. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
The cartoon thing I watched because I thought it would be hilarious, and but I've never been real big on that kind of stuff. Like, it just never did much for me. But some people are like, I guess, addicted to it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, like Johnson.
Johnson?
He has to have.
Oh,
is
Mike
that
Johnson.
his name? Yes, he has to have his son keep track of what he does, what he watches.
I guess.
Mm-hmm. It's a bit weird.
So like they go watch it, and then when they get to do it, they're like, "Hey, this isn't how it was."
So, Scooter, I don't have a Discord. This is not what I thought it would be. I don't have a Discord, Scooter. That's why.
Why aren't you wearing
that's why
high
I didn't
heels?
send you.
Aren't you supposed to be wearing high heels?
Oh my God.
What? I'm just saying. It gives them a, what do they call it? It gives them a unhealthy perception of what it is, I guess. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, I guess. I'm young Republican men.
I'll stick to the fruit bats.
Yes, Bruiser, unrealistic expectations. Exactly. Stick to the fruit bats. Because it's funny, that's why.
Oh, man. All right, let's wrap it up. I got stuff to do.
Yes.
Thanks, everyone, so much for joining us today. For the people on TikTok asking about merch, link in bio. There's some merch there. It's just T-shirts. I shouldn't call it merch, but link in bio.
T-shirts.
Thanks, everyone, for joining
t-shirt.
us today. Yeah. Jill?
Pretty cool T-shirts. Yep. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Have a great Monday.